The catalyst it started with a single unremarkable day. Earth, once a silent and insignificant speck in the vast cosmos, was about to be thrust into a galactic storm. The Crevilians, a ruthless and technologically advanced species, had been watching humanity from the shadows, preparing for the moment they would make their move. They had studied human history, observed their wars, their struggle for survival, and determined that Earth's growing influence in the galaxy was a threat to their dominance. And so, without warning, they struck. The first wave hit Earth like a thunderclap, shaking the very foundations of the planet. Their fleets, dark and foreboding, appeared in the sky above the largest cities, ships of unimaginable size and firepower. Earth's defense systems, outdated and overwhelmed, were no match for the Crevilians' advanced technology. Commander Jackson Derrick, the leader of Earth's military forces, watched from his command center as the first wave of destruction tore through the sky. The Crevilian ships unleashed devastating energy blasts, vaporizing entire cities in seconds. New York, Tokyo, London. The lights went out, the cries of millions falling into silence. Humanity, once so proud of its technological advancements, was powerless to stop the onslaught. "Report!" Derrick barked, his voice strained but resolute. "We've lost contact with all major defense stations, sir," a voice replied. "They're too powerful. We don't have the firepower to fight back." The words hit Derrick like a punch to the gut. The Earth he had sworn to protect was crumbling before his eyes, and his forces were outmatched at every turn. "Then, we fight." "Differently," Derrick growled. He turned to Kira Holt, his trusted second-in-command. "Activate the Event Horizon engine." Kira's eyes widened. The Event Horizon engine was a last-resort weapon, a powerful relic of humanity's ancient past. A technology lost to time. No one knew if it would work, or if it could even be activated. But in this moment of desperation, there was no other choice. "We don't even know if it's operational," Kira said, hesitation in her voice. "We don't have time for hesitation," Derrick snapped. "We either use it or we watch humanity die." Kira didn't argue. She moved quickly, her fingers flying across the control panels. The machinery hummed to life, and an eerie, low-frequency pulse began to radiate from the engine. The air seemed to thicken, and the lights flickered as the impossible began to take form. Then a deep rumble shook the command center. On the massive screens, the Crevilian fleet loomed closer, their dark ships descending toward Earth's atmosphere, ready to annihilate what little remained of the human resistance. Derrick clenched his fists. "Do it?" Kira hesitated for a heartbeat, then pressed the final button. A pulse of energy shot out from the Event Horizon engine, distorting space around it. The ground beneath them trembled violently, and the skies above seemed to rip open. The Crevilian ships, unaware of what was coming, continued their descent, their weapons charging for the final strike. Then, with a deafening roar, the pulse hit. A massive black hole, like an all-consuming wound in the fabric of space itself, erupted in the heart of the Crevilian fleet. The ships, unable to react in time, were drawn into the singularity, their massive forms vanishing into nothingness. The fleet that had attacked Earth, the fleet that had once seemed invincible, was reduced to dust in an instant. But it wasn't over. The Event Horizon engine continued to pulse, and with each new surge, it expanded. The ground beneath Derrick's feet shook harder, and the sky above seemed to twist. The energy was too much to control. The weapon was destroying everything in its path, warping the very planet itself. Earth's atmosphere was beginning to collapse. "Under the pressure. We need to shut it down," Kira shouted, panic rising in her voice. But Derrick, standing firm in the center of the chaos, saw something else. On the view screen, the remnants of the Crevilian fleet had been swallowed by the black hole. But something more sinister had emerged. Their signal was gone, but a new signal was rising from deep space, a signal from the galactic powers that humanity had only heard whispers of in the darkest corners of the universe. The universe had just received its first message from Earth. The Crevilians were gone, but they had left behind a wake of destruction that would ripple through the galaxy. And now, as the engine continued to pull at the fabric of space, Derek realized the truth. This wasn't just a battle for Earth anymore. Humanity had just made its first move. The galaxy would know their name, and it would fear them. This isn't just the end of the Crevillians, Derek said quietly. It's the beginning of something much bigger. We've just made the galaxy notice us. The First Strike Commander Jackson Derek, a seasoned leader and tactician, stood in the ruined remains of Earth's last defense station, staring out into the void. He knew the stakes were higher than they had ever been. Humanity had been pushed to the brink of extinction. But now, with nothing left to lose, they were going to show the galaxy what happens when you awaken the wrath of mankind. There is no going back, Derek said to Kira Holt, his second-in-command. We do this, and we make sure they understand. They will never forget this day. Kira nodded, her expression hard. We'll strike first, and we'll strike fast. Using the last remnants of Earth's technology, they activated a forgotten weapon, an ancient device capable of bending space and time. The Event Horizon engine was humanity's trump card, an ability to collapse entire star systems into black holes. It was something no other species had ever dreamed of possessing, but humanity had found it, and now they would use it. The first target was the Crevillian homeworld, humanity's fleet, built from the wreckage of their own shattered cities, moved with relentless precision, entering Crevillian space. The Crevillians, still unaware of the weapon humanity had unlocked, sent out their fleets to meet them in battle. But it was over before they even knew it had begun. With a single command, Derek activated the Event Horizon engine. The Crevillian capital and its entire fleet were consumed in an instant, their ships pulled into the black hole that had been created by humanity's wrath. The Crevillians, once mighty empire, was no more, reduced to nothing more than stardust. Derek's voice echoed through the galaxy, a chilling broadcast for all to hear. This is the price for underestimating us. The galaxy will feel the weight of human rage from this day forward. The Galactic reaction, the destruction of the Crevillian homeworld, sent shockwaves across the galaxy. News spread quickly, and soon every corner of the known universe was buzzing with the same question. Who had the power to do this? The Crevillians were feared, their fleets unmatched in firepower and speed. Yet, humanity had obliterated them with little more than a flicker of their newfound weapon. The galaxy's ancient powers were suddenly unsure of their own security. In response, the Galactic Council, comprised of the galaxy's oldest and most powerful species, called for an emergency assembly. The Oxyath, a species of energy beings, the Tekelians, master strategists and warriors, and the Eldari, a race of highly advanced intellects, all convened to discuss humanity's rise. What we are dealing with is not just another war, the Oxyath representative said. This is something primal. Humanity's rage is unlike anything we've seen. We must prepare for the worst. The Tekelians, known for their ruthless tactics, recommended an immediate counterattack. We've faced every threat in the galaxy, but this is different. We must destroy humanity before they grow too strong. But the Eldari, the oldest species in the galaxy, cautioned restraint. We cannot act out of fear. We must understand what drives them, or we will fall into a trap of our own making. However, despite the warnings, the decision was made. The Galactic Council united and sent its fleets to Earth, intending to destroy humanity once and for all. They underestimated one thing: the power of a species fueled by nothing but rage. The relentless pursuit as the Galactic Council's fleets gathered at Earth's doorstep. Humanity prepared for the inevitable war. Commander Derek, now a symbol of humanity's rise, stood with Kira Holt and the remaining leaders. The Event Horizon engine was their greatest weapon, but humanity's true strength lay in their unity and determination to survive. We will not back down, Derek declared. We've been pushed too far. Now we will show them what it means to anger the human race. The battle that followed was like no other. The galactic fleets, despite their superior technology, struggled to match humanity's relentless fury. Every time they thought they had an advantage, humanity struck back harder. The Event Horizon engine tore through the enemy lines, wiping out entire fleets in seconds. Every victory for humanity was a message. No one could stop them. In a final move of desperation, the Galactic Council ordered a full-scale invasion of Earth, but humanity had prepared for this moment. The Event Horizon engine was activated once more, pulling the Council's fleet into a void from which there was no return. As their ships vanished, so did the last hope of the galaxy's defenders. The fall of the Eldari Empire. The galaxy was never meant to know what humanity was capable of. The Eldari Empire, ancient and wise, had ruled the stars for millennia. Their power, knowledge, and influence had shaped the cosmos in their image, but in their arrogance, they had underestimated a force far more primal than anything they had ever faced. When Commander Jackson Derrick and Kira Holt learned that the Eldari had secretly supported the Crevillian invasion of Earth, they knew it was time to strike. The Event Horizon engine had given humanity the power to bend space itself, but the Eldari were no mere invaders. They were ancient, enigmatic beings whose mastery of both technology and mysticism made them formidable opponents. But humanity had learned one thing: never back down when faced with a threat. "We've fought for survival," Derrick said, standing before his command bridge, eyes hard with determination. "Now we fight for dominance." Humanity's fleet, forged from the wreckage of their shattered cities and planets, was more than just a military force. It was a symbol of defiance. The Event Horizon engine pulsed ominously in the background, a reminder of the power at their disposal. But the Eldari were prepared, too. Their fleets, sleek and graceful, formed in the vastness of space, ready to retaliate with the full force of their empire. "We've come too far to let them stop us," Kira said, her voice steady despite the chaos surrounding them. "It's time to finish this." The battle began with a roar, as humanity's forces collided with the Eldari fleets in a titanic clash. The Eldari ships were fast, their weapons precise, cutting through humanity's ships with surgical precision. But humanity had something the Eldari had never anticipated: sheer, unrelenting rage. For every ship the Eldari destroyed, 10 more from humanity's ranks surged forward. The Event Horizon engine flickered to life, sending ripples through space as entire star systems began to collapse under its power. The Eldari tried to retaliate, using their advanced technology to manipulate time and space, to slow humanity's attack. But they were too late. The human fleet, fueled by vengeance and the will to survive, was unlike anything the Eldari had ever fought. "We're not stopping until they're gone," Derrick shouted, his eyes wild with fury. "Let them see what happens when they make humanity an enemy." As the battle raged on, the Event Horizon engine was unleashed once more. A massive wave of energy tore through the Eldari fleet, turning entire ships into nothingness. The Eldari tried to regroup, but it was too late. The Event Horizon engine had grown stronger with each passing moment, and now it was pulling entire star systems into its gravitational field. Planets, moons, and fleets alike were consumed by the black hole, their destruction swift and inevitable. "No!" the Eldari leader, Sethar, screamed, watching as his empire crumbled before his eyes. "This cannot be happening. We are the Eldari. We are the galaxy's rightful rulers." But humanity's rage was unstoppable. As the last remnants of the Eldari fleet vanished into the void, Derrick's voice echoed through the shattered remains of the battlefield. "Your empire has fallen. The galaxy will remember what happens when you try to destroy humanity." The Event Horizon engine activated once more, and a final pulse of energy erupted, erasing the Eldari capital and its entire fleet in an instant. The once glorious empire, which had held dominion over the galaxy for eons, was no more. The galactic map was forever altered. Kira stood at Derrick's side, watching as the remnants of the Eldari disappeared into the singularity. Her voice was low but filled with awe. "We've done it. They're gone. The Eldari are no more." Derrick turned to her, a grim smile on his face. "No, we've only just begun. The galaxy will now know what happens when humanity fights back. No one will ever doubt us again." And as the dust settled over the battlefield, Humanity stood victorious, an unstoppable force, no longer hidden in the shadows. The galaxy had learned its lesson. To challenge humanity was to invite destruction. The key. Fall of the Eldari Empire was only the beginning. The age of humanity had arrived.